He clearly took exception to some of the things that he heard me say, and he confronted me about it.
I got y'all. I told y'all something. I'm not bothering nobody. I want peace. Y'all following me for no reason. I asked y'all nice. Please leave me alone.
I know you like to make money. You're never going to stop making money. Very, very few people on the planet know how to make money like you know how to make money.
In a jaw-dropping revelation, ESPN's outspoken commentator, Stephen A. Smith, has reportedly unveiled the final nail in the financial coffin of Floyd Money Mayweather, known for his lavish lifestyle, relentless self-promotion, and undefeated boxing. Record Mayweather has always been the epitome of wealth and flamboyance in the world of sports. But according to Smith, the glitz was just a facade, one that is now crumbling under the weight of bankruptcy, IRS investigations, and mounting lawsuits.
I didn't got nothing. Please, listen, what's going on there? We're doing our job too, man. Please leave us alone.
Okay, just want to comment.
Okay.
To understand the significance of this financial collapse, one must first grasp the magnitude of Mayweather's rise born in Grand Rapids, Michigan. If you liked this video, please subscribe, punch Vista, and click the bell icon for more latest and interesting videos.
What I do know, which is where my disappointment comes from. When you are as great as Floyd Money Mayweather, everybody doesn't deserve to be in your space. I know you like to make money. You're never going to stop making money. Very, very few people on the planet know how to make money like you know how to make money. But some of this stuff has got to stop. You want to get Conor McGregor in the ring for an exhibition match? All right, that's fine. You know, Conor sold that. It was great marketing. He's not a boxer, but hey, he was a knockout artist in the UFC. I get it. John Gotti III, I don't know anything about him. I'm not trying to disrespect him. And yes, I'm being smart. I'm not trying to disrespect the grandson of a mobster. Fair enough. But what I'm trying to say is this. When you're great, when you're elite, not just anybody deserves to be in your pristine space. And what I mean by that is I'm not talking about on the street, anything like that. Boxing is your thing.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. turned professional in 1996 and quickly made a name for himself as a technical genius in the ring. His defensive prowess, lightning fast reflexes, and strategic brilliance allowed him to retire undefeated with a 50-0 record nicknamed Money. For good reason, Mayweather revolutionized the business side of boxing. He bought himself out of his contract with Top Rank for $750,000 in 2006, a decision that proved to be career-defining. He then formed his own promotion company, Mayweather Promotions, and began taking full control of his fight purses and pay-per-view profits. Over the years, Mayweather fought in some of the most lucrative matches in boxing history. His 2015 showdown with Manny Pacquiao generated over $600 million. 2 years later, his fight against UFC star Conor McGregor added another $300 million to his coffers. At one point, Forbes named him the highest-paid athlete in the world. But as Stephen A. Smith boldly declared, "It doesn't matter how much money you make if you spend like you'll never run out."
Beyond the glitz and glamour, the flossing, the pomp and circumstances surrounding everything that culminated in Saturday night's Mayweather versus McGregor fight, there were a few sightings that were relatively low-key in comparison, but more significant than many may realize. At the weigh-in, there was a two-time NBA champion, Draymond Green, and star guard Paul George. On fight night, of course, there was LeBron James, James Harden, Isaiah Thomas, and a few others. And none of them were there just to pay homage to Mayweather, the fighter. It's the businessman in Mayweather they actually love even more. As the sun clearly set on the boxing career of Mayweather, many can reflect on a lot of things about the man. He wasn't a Mike Tyson-like knockout artist, or even Tommy the Hitman Hearns. To many, he wasn't even Sugar Ray Leonard. He certainly can't be confused with Muhammad Ali or any other fighter who's ever been socially conscious. No doubt he was guilty of domestic violence, as our very own The Undefeated accurately pointed out. He definitely had his share of boring fights that didn't give the people what they actually wanted to see. But that ain't the legacy these athletes are paying attention.
Mayweather's lifestyle wasn't just about luxury, it was about excess on a level rarely seen even among the world's wealthiest athletes. His spending habits became part of his brand, with every purchase and post designed to remind the world that He was indeed Money Mayweather, from hopping onto private jets like they were taxis to driving around in fleets of Bugattis and Rolls-Royces. Showcased a life of unfiltered opulence, one of the most iconic symbols of his spending was his $18 million diamond-encrusted watch, a jaw-dropping accessory that became a conversation piece in itself nights out at Las Vegas. Strip clubs reportedly cost him upwards of $25,000 per visit, something he treated as routine, not indulgence. Mayweather owned multiple mansions in elite neighborhoods like Beverly Hills, Las Vegas, and Miami, each lavishly decorated, often left vacant but maintained at tremendous cost. He was infamous for traveling, with duffel bags filled with stacks of cash, flaunting them on social media as symbols of untouchable wealth. Whether it was laying out bundles of $100 bills on a table or posting videos of himself counting millions, he portrayed a man with unlimited financial power, but behind that glamour, financial advisors and analysts repeatedly raised red flags. Experts warned that such a high-spending lifestyle is only sustainable if income flows match or exceed outflow, and that becomes nearly impossible once fight purses stop when the checks stop coming in. The liabilities remain, one former advisor said, foreshadowing what now seems like Mayweather's grim financial reality.
Why fight Logan Paul?
Name another boxer besides myself that's more famous than Logan Paul.
Tyson Fury?
What? I want you to look up Tyson Fury, how many followers, and look up how many followers Logan Paul has.
Logan Paul, 56 million. Tyson Fury, 4 million.
So 50 compared to 4 something. I can fight a fighter right now, guarantee myself 35 million. Or me and Logan Paul can go out and entertain and have fun and make 100 million or more. So if you were me, you gotta look at 35 million for 12 rounds and 100 for 6 rounds. Big difference.
During a fiery episode of First Take, Stephen A. Smith didn't hold back. I've seen the documents. I've spoken to the people. I'm telling you, all Floyd Mayweather is in serious trouble, he declared, staring into the camera with characteristic intensity. Smith continued, "This ain't just rumors anymore. The IRS wants him. Creditors are chasing him. He's liquidating assets left and right, and what's worse, he ain't got the fight money anymore to bail himself out." He's done. He revealed that Mayweather is facing a multi-million-dollar lien from the IRS, has taken out loans against multiple properties, and is behind on several years of tax payments, too. Make matters worse, several of his business ventures have failed, and he's now entangled in lawsuits brought forth by angry investors. Perhaps the most alarming revelation was that Mayweather has allegedly begun quietly liquidating his assets, including rare luxury cars and high-end jewelry, in a desperate attempt to settle mounting debts. Smith emphasized the gravity of the situation by pointing out the sudden shift in Mayweather's public behavior, saying, "You don't go from bragging about spending $1.4 million in one day to suddenly going radio silent about your money unless something's wrong." The flamboyant boxer, known for flaunting his wealth, is now eerily silent, raising serious concerns that the Money Mayweather persona may have been nothing more than a rapidly crumbling illusion. Mayweather's issues with the IRS have been simmering for years. Back in 2017, he made headlines after filing a petition to delay a tax payment from 2015 until after the McGregor fight, claiming he had insufficient liquidity despite earning hundreds of millions at the time. It was brushed off as a strategic move, but insiders are now saying that was just the tip of the iceberg.
You can trust the news. There's no such thing as fake. I'm working for ESPN. We're broadcasting the Mayweather-McGregor fight live. And to this day, they will tell you that's a record. That's the biggest fight ever. That thing was sold out. That place was, people were dressed up as empty seats. And I mean thousands of people.
No.
I bought my mother's ticket that day. That day, my mother decides that she wants to go to the fight. So I'm in there and I'm telling the world that this place is sold out because that's what's on the screen. And I go, it's not even close. Yeah. This isn't like, it's pretty much full. This isn't, there's thousands of empty seats. That was the first time that in my own life I ever just, wow, fake news is real.
Wow.
And then Mayweather, they wanted a rematch. They were begging. They were doing more media trying to get a rematch than they did leading into the first match. And the guys that wrote the checks.
But why didn't it sell out? I mean, it's such two big draws. They promoted it so well.
All anybody's talking about.
Yeah, there's still a number.
Yeah.
I mean, no matter how big a draw is, there's still a number. If this guy got 100 million, this guy got 100 million, then you got to advertise it, promote it. You got to bring
It's the guarantees that kill everything. If they were just getting percentages, then obviously everybody would.
You're saying the seats were empty. I can understand it not making the money, but the seats being empty seems
peculiar.
Crazy.
Yeah, and there's nothing in the world where you have a pay-per-view hit that didn't have a live audience hit. Like if your live audience is your first focus group, isn't sold out, you didn't do pay-per-view numbers.
Sure.
But boxing will still claim that to this day. They still to this day claim that that's number one. And if you want to be the biggest pay-per-view in boxing history, all you have to do is claim it.
Before Floyd Mayweather became the iconic money, Mayweather was already wrestling with serious financial issues, despite his success in the ring. Reports began surfacing that he was facing jail time due to unpaid taxes in an effort to avoid prison. Mayweather borrowed $2 million just to make a dent in his growing tax debt. This wasn't the story of a savvy businessman or a financial genius, as many came to perceive him. Instead, it painted the picture of a man teetering on the edge of financial collapse, struggling to maintain his lavish lifestyle while failing to manage his basic financial obligations rather than focusing on sound financial management. Mayweather was more interested in living a life of excess, buying luxury cars, expensive jewelry, and maintaining multiple mansions. His desire to showcase his wealth created a false image of stability and success, masking the serious financial mismanagement happening behind the scenes. The loan he took out to pay off his debts only further compounded his financial instability, signaling that his reckless spending and lack of foresight were catching up to him. This marked the beginning of a troubling pattern that would eventually contribute to the
Eric B. were at from Eric B. and Rakim. We were at the Mondrian. Floyd Mayweather was there. He had some tax issues. He was about to go to jail, but that's before Money Mayweather. That's Pretty Boy Floyd.
Got you.
He was speaking to E. He needed a couple of $1 million to stay out of jail. I called my man Neil, who I was rocking with heavy. He owned Scunty, the hair accessory company. Everybody thought it was crazy. Say, yo, loan me $2 million. I want to sign Floyd. He flew out, loaned me the $2 million, and from there on, we were in the boxing.
financial troubles he faces today. At one point, Floyd Mayweather reportedly owed a staggering $22.2 million to the IRS, a figure that raised serious questions about his financial management for someone who consistently claimed to be the wealthiest athlete alive. This massive tax bill was hard. To ignore it exposed a stark contradiction between the image Mayweather projected and the reality of his financial situation. While he flaunted a lavish lifestyle, boasting about his private jets, luxury cars, and multi-million-dollar shopping sprees, this tax debt suggested that much of his wealth was either mismanaged or overstated for a man whose entire brand was built on the premise of unrivaled financial success. This tax burden hinted that his finances were not as secure as they seemed, rather than a shrewd businessman. It appeared that Mayweather's flashy displays of wealth might have been more of a facade than anyone realized. The inability to pay his taxes on time highlighted how the reality of his financial situation diverged from the carefully crafted image of the untouchable Money Mayweather. Was a wake-up call that even the wealthiest athletes aren't immune to the consequences of financial mismanagement, and that a flashy lifestyle doesn't always equate to long-term financial stability.
Floyd Money Mayweather up until recently didn't have any money, so Floyd is the highest earning athlete in his career, making over $1.1 billion. And after making a killing, he ended up retiring in 2017. However, he dug himself into a hole after making super lavish purchases like this LA mansion. It was so bad that he actually owed $22.2 million to the IRS, which made him have to come out of retirement to pay that back. Like and follow for more.
Even rapper 50 Cent, who was once a close friend and business associate of Floyd, Mayweather didn't hold back when discussing the boxer's financial downfall in various interviews. 50 Cent painted a sobering picture of Mayweather's spending habits, claiming that Floyd had burned through massive amounts of money on jewelry, private jets, strip clubs, and, most damaging of all, gambling, according to 50. The issue wasn't just the volume of spending, but the recklessness behind it. He described how Mayweather would drop millions without thinking twice, as if the money would never run out. What made 50 Cent's comments particularly impactful was the fact that he had once been part of Floyd's inner circle. His perspective wasn't that of a distant critic, but of someone who had witnessed Mayweather's lifestyle up close when 50 publicly stated that Floyd had blown through his money and was now broke. It sent shockwaves through the entertainment and sports world. It was a stark contrast to the image Floyd had long cultivated, a man immune to financial woes coming from a longtime friend turned outspoken critic. 50 Cent's revelations only added more weight to the growing claims that Mayweather's empire was crumbling behind the scenes.
I believe that Floyd Mayweather has gone completely broke. And not just broke, but millions and millions of dollars in debt. And I know it sounds crazy to some of you out there, but trust me, I have legitimate proof. Watch this.
He asked me to help him, so I could stop them from using TMT as their logo right now. Because
you wouldn't do that because y'all cool again.
Yeah, I'm just not chasing it. But to be honest with you, I incorporated TMT in Delaware while he was incarcerated. Because he didn't sign the paper doesn't mean the corporation isn't valid. So I could actually, technically, it trademarks the term of it because his entire corporation is built on it. So I could tell you, you can't have TMT socks. You can't have that TMT shirt you got on. He don't understand that because he's just not. I just said it, and he won't be able to figure out that I could do that.
Damn, you and this guy, man. I thought y'all was good again.
We are good. I just don't understand why he having the conversation. How am I coming up in conversation? I don't even care about what they're doing.
So there's still some static.
No, it only happens when it's time.
Got it.
It's time to build some type of energy or some sort of press. Right. It's time to make a fight, and then that happens.
So through the BX Fight Club, you met someone,
Isaac, right? Because they had to legalize it on paper to turn it into like a dark show, like when they don't have television involved with a boxing event. Even Floyd, when you make yourself like we got issues over your anger, he's still the best fighter out there. Until somebody beat him, that's who he is.
Do you think he should step back in the ring?
I think he got to right now because the money gone.
So the money's really gone?
Yeah, that's what you think. It's get the money, spend the money.
Oscar De La Hoya, a former rival and fellow boxing legend, has publicly criticized Floyd Mayweather for his continued participation in exhibition bouts, urging him to stop embarrassing himself. In a video posted to Instagram, De La Hoya addressed Mayweather directly, stating, "Floyd, you're 50 years old. You're a legend in the sport, but you have to stop embarrassing yourself with these exhibitions. I know life is hard and life is expensive, but come on, dude. Put your legacy first." This plea came after Mayweather's exhibition match against John Gotti III, which ended in controversy and drew boos from the crowd. De La Hoya's comments reflect a broader concern that Mayweather's retirement activities could tarnish the pristine legacy he built over decades in the ring by continuing to engage in these exhibition fights. Mayweather risks overshadowing his accomplishments and altering public perception of his career. De La Hoya's message serves as a cautionary note, emphasizing the importance of preserving one's legacy over seeking short-term attention or financial gain in early 2025.
Floyd Mayweather fought another exhibition against Gotti last Saturday. A real the crowd booing in the arena at the end. But in the middle of the second round, Floyd literally had the referee swapped out. He didn't like that the referee told him to stop hitting behind the head. Floyd is used to having the refs do whatever he wants, and he wasn't getting his way this time. It was so embarrassing. Floyd, you're 50 years old. You're a legend in the sport. I've stood up for you in countless interviews, including Shannon Sharp's podcast last week. But you have to stop embarrassing yourself with these exhibitions. I know life is hard. I know life is expensive. But come on, dude, put your legacy first. Nobody wants to remember you like this. And it gets worse, your jeweler filed a lawsuit against you in Miami. And many are saying you're gonna have to sell off your assets. I hate seeing this happen, bro.
Floyd Mayweather's attempt to showcase his philanthropic side by donating to homeless shelters in Los Angeles was met with skepticism, while the gesture initially garnered admiration. Confusion arose when Mayweather posted on Instagram, indicating he was still in Dubai. Around the same time the donation was reported, this discrepancy led many to question the authenticity of his charitable act and whether it was a strategic move. To repair his public image amid mounting financial scrutiny, the situation intensified when Gervonta Davis, protege of Mayweather, made a startling claim. Davis alleged that Mayweather was not on a world tour as he professed, but was instead being detained in Dubai due to unpaid debts, particularly related to luxury jewelry and other high-end items. These accusations were further supported by veteran boxing agent Rick Glazer, who stated that Mayweather was indeed being held by Dubai's court system over substantial debts unrelated. To boxing, Glazer emphasized that indebtedness is taken very seriously in Dubai, suggesting that Mayweather was desperately trying to resolve the issue without success. Adding weight to Davis's assertions, veteran boxing agent Rick Glazer stated that Mayweather was indeed being held by Dubai's court system over substantial debts unrelated to boxing.
Comes amid, rumors of Floyd Mayweather being stuck in Dubai because he owes people money. And, these are coming from trustworthy sources, Gervonta Davis, Floyd Mayweather, people who know about Floyd Mayweather's inner life. But back to TMZ. So they reported Floyd Mayweather was courtside for last night's pivotal Clippers versus Mavericks game, but before money got to the arena, he was handing it out, blessing 3 homeless men with $30K. Now, there are no pictures, there is no video of this happening, but there is an official TMZ article, and TMZ usually gets it right. TMZ also said, we're told Mayweather began talking to the guys and decided he wanted to help, so he busted out his backpack and blessed each guy with 10 racks. I don't want to show my face, but Floyd just gave us 30,000, Reynolds, one of the men, said after receiving the...
Glazer emphasized that indebtedness is taken very seriously in Dubai, suggesting that Mayweather was desperately trying to resolve the issue without success. In an apparent attempt to counter these claims, Mayweather made a high-profile appearance at an NBA game in Los Angeles, where he reportedly donated €30 to 3 homeless individuals. However, this gesture was met with skepticism as it coincided with the timeline of the alleged detainment, leading some to question the authenticity of his charitable acts and whether they were strategically planned to divert attention from his financial woes. Further complicating matters, Mayweather has made bold claims about his wealth, including owning 62 buildings valued at $42 million. These assertions have been scrutinized, with critics suggesting they may be attempts to project financial stability. Amid mounting evidence of fiscal distress, the public disputes with Davis, coupled with these controversial claims, have cast a shadow over Mayweather's legacy, raising questions about the sustainability of his lavish lifestyle and the transparency of his financial dealings. Stephen A. Smith's report points to a recent filing showing over $52 million in back taxes still owed by Mayweather spanning from 2015 to 2022. The IRS has reportedly begun freezing some of his accounts and initiating asset investigations. Financial analyst Chris Wan emphasized the relentless scrutiny the IRS imposes on individuals with substantial tax debts. He explained that when someone owes a significant amount in taxes, the IRS becomes an omnipresent force, meticulously auditing every financial transaction and making it exceedingly difficult for the individual to manage their finances until the debt is resolved. This level of oversight can be overwhelming as the IRS examines income sources, expenditures, and asset acquisitions to ensure compliance and recover owed taxes. Do you believe the evidence is enough to confirm Mayweather's financial collapse, or is there more to the story? Drop your thoughts in the comments.